दोस्तों इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन दूंगा मैं 100 WPM पर एसएससी और DSSSB के लिए जो स्पेशल मैटर मैंने तैयार किए हैं उसकी आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं 100 WPM पर। बी रेडी फॉर इट। सर, I am grateful to you for giving me this opportunity. Sir, I assure you these 4 or 5 minutes granted by you are the most precious of my life, past, present and future, and they are the most thrilling movements. I stand today face to face with the picture of my old dreams and the fruits of my strenuous labor of 30 years. Dr. Ambedkar, who was the main artist, has laid aside his brush and unveiled the picture for the public to see and comment upon. The House has already liberally commented on it. It is a picture drawn by us all, and I do not want to enter into a further commentary about it. I am in support of whatever has been said in favor of this picture, and I fully support it. After all, in all sincerity and humility, we must bequeath to our posterity whatever is best in us. We have put in our best labor and given our best thought to it, and after a lot discussions and deliberations, we have arrived at this picture. We must now wholeheartedly bequeath it to posterity in the hope that they will forgive our shortcomings, if any, and will make up these shortcomings with their wisdom. From the corner of my eye, as I see it, and as also the world will see, the picture is also fraught with dangers, and those dangers I want to bring on record. We are experimenting with an experiment which has failed in the world. We are evolving a democracy in doing any real good of the people and of the masses wherever it was tried. We are making the same experiment but in an improved form. Our democracy is an improvement on both the parliamentary democracy of England and the republican democracy of America. It is perhaps a mixture of both. Let us see if this democracy succeeds here. Yet there is another danger. Adult franchise has been supported by many friends. I am personally very glad, because when supporters of this constitution could not get very many arguments, they harped on the few points which I and a few friends of my way of thinking had insisted on being put into the constitution. I mean the village republics, the cottage industries and prohibition. These points were resisted by many responsible persons in the past. But now I see that those very persons are banking on these arguments to support this constitution. Another big argument they repeat in support of this constitution is the great experiment of adult suffrage. My fears are that it is a monstrous experiment that we are going to make, and this might work as a python. I do not know where it would lead us, but the experiment will have to be made. I hope the future generation will be responsible enough to come out successful from these experiments. Although I have every respect and praise for this constitution, yet there is one thing which I am most afraid of. All democracies are run by professional politicians, and I am afraid that is the main cause of their failures, because such people begin to live on democracies. It becomes with them a profession. The statecraft becomes their only source of living. That is the bane of democracy, and I want to make the future generations aware of this. It creates professional politicians with the result that they cut themselves adrift from all creative professions. If this democracy is also to be run by such persons who will have nothing else to fall back upon and who live on ministries or on the memberships of the parliament, then this democracy is doomed, I am sure. Such is the danger. I therefore want the coming generations not to play into the hands of persons who are professional. This constitution should rather be run by political professionals, persons who have their own professions to live upon, but who come here to run the state voluntarily or on small pays, because along with their own personal professions they had an interest in politics and had a will to serve the country. This is how I would like this picture to work. But the picture from the villager's point of view is dull and dead. I cannot give argument to convince the villager that from 26th January 1950 his lot will be better. Nor is there anything tangible through which he can better understand this constitution, because we give the villager nothing but the vote which we will take from him after 2 years. That is the only thing we give him. So I submit that it is only when those who till the soil are enabled to run this constitution that they would appreciate it to be their charter of rights and freedom. Otherwise, the constitution is dull. There must be a leader. I hope our Indian earth is not so sterile that it will not give birth to a leader who will whisper life into this mold of the constitution so that it could speak. It would speak if only we had the courage of our conviction. And I tell you that the chanting of a Maha Mantra is necessary. I am sorry that there is no one in India who can whisper that Maha Mantra which could make the whole of our nation dance about this little book. And may I hint what it is? I know at this stage the house cannot accept anything, but future generations may. Only one thing will make this constitution attractive. If the whole of this constitution were provided with one supreme provision or safeguard, then I think the whole thing will be all right. Mr. President, sir, as the constitution for a free, sovereign India is being finalized, may I be permitted by this august house to strike a personal note and recall the memory of a painful shock felt by a schoolboy's heart half a century back. Stop. दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है. मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है आप लोगों ने इसे बहुत अच्छे से लिखा होगा. 80 WPM की डिक्टेशन आपको पहले ही प्रोवाइड कर चुका हूं, तो अगर आपको इस डिक्टेशन को लिखने में कुछ दिक्कत हुई है तो पहले आप 80 WPM की डिक्टेशन लिख सकते हैं. आपसे मुलाकात करता हूं अगली क्लास में अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर.